Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be explaining to you how you can manage your money like the rich. Now, before I go into this video, I want you to remember this sentence and imprint it in your mind throughout this video because it's essentially the essence of this video. And it's this: it's not about how much money you make. It's what you do with that money that counts. Let me repeat that. It's not about how much money you make. It's what you do with that money that counts. That is a quote. If you want to put that in the comments, put it, because this is extremely important and I'll explain why. You can have someone who's earning £100,000 per year. Let's call that person A. And you have someone else, person B, who's earning £50,000 per year, right? So one is earning 100,000, the other one is earning half of that. But the person who's earning £100,000 a year does not really know much about saving, is spending recklessly, just going with the flow, has no use of the money, just kind of going with the flow, right? But the person B, who's earning £50,000 per year, knows exactly what to do with that money. This money is going to go for this. This money is going to go for this use. This money has this purpose. Who do you think is going to go ahead in a couple of years' time? Person B, because person B is knowing what to do with the money that he gets at the end, whereas person A is just spending it recklessly, has no purpose. And this is very important. A lot of people think that, oh, I'm earning £100,000, oh, I'm earning £200,000. That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything if you don't know how you manage the money that's coming into your bank account. That's the most important thing, and that's what people don't talk about. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing literally the step-by-step of what you can do right now, practically, not theoretically, practically. And then hopefully you will have a system for yourself when money comes into your bank account and you know exactly what to do. Now, if you haven't watched the previous videos, which is how to save money fast and the 5 best bank accounts to create, I highly recommend you go and watch those videos first before getting into this. Because you see, when I'm making these videos, I'm not making the videos for the sake of it. Everything is linked. I already have like a path, like a puzzle in my head of how this will interlink with each other. So every of these videos are linked. So if you watch those 2 videos and then you go and watch this, you will understand it and you'll see how all these videos connect with each other. So let's get straight into the video. Now, you've probably seen this diagram and you're thinking to yourself, what the heck, this looks confusing. But hold up, I will explain this in a way that you understand. I guarantee you that. And at the end of this video, you're going to be looking at it and be like, wow, this is a very good system and I'm going to implement it and you're going to see the benefits of it. So let's start with the top. We have income. Income is basically money that comes into your bank account. That could be in the form of a salary. It could be in the form of a business that you're running and you're getting income into your bank account. I've kept it as £1,000 per month just to keep things simple, but obviously if yours is higher or lower, you can adjust that. So we're getting £1,000 into our bank account. Great, I get £1,000. But you see, this is the problem when 99% of the people mess up. When they get the money into their bank account, they don't have a structure. They don't know what to do with that. So they, oh, I'll pay the bills. Oh, I'm gonna go out and pay this. Oh, it's fine. Oh, it's fine. I'll pay here. And before you know it, they have nothing left. Because they don't have a structure, they don't have a system, they don't know how to split that money. So this is where I'm going to show you how we're going to split that money so you don't get into that kind of same predicament as those people. What we have is we have 5 buckets. This is a bucket. So essentially a bucket is where you're going to put the money in, right? You can call it bucket, you can call it box, whatever it is, but we'll call it as a bucket. So what we have is we have a bills bucket, we have a crisis bucket or emergency bucket, and I'll explain what these are. We have a PY bucket, which is pay yourself, learn bucket, and fun bucket. And what I've done in each bucket is I've set a certain amount of percentage from the income that we're going to get. So each bucket will have a certain amount of percentage that we're going to put money in. Now, the bills is basically like rent, mortgage, your mobile bill, car payments, food, anything that you normally pay on a monthly basis, weekly basis, that goes under your bills. Now, on average, the bills comes about 50 to 60% of your income. So I've just put that 60% as a worst case scenario. But obviously, if yours is higher, you want to adjust that. So what that basically means is we're going to do 60% of £1,000. So 60% of £1,000 is £600. You could put that in your calculator, 60 over 100 times 1,000. So that gives us £600. So £600 we are going to put into the bills bucket, and that will take care of all our bills. Obviously, I just put rent and food, but you're obviously going to have other bills there as well. So £600 is going to go there. Cool. Now the other one is crisis bucket, and we're going to put 10%. So we're going to do 10% of £1,000, which gives us £100. So that £100 we're going to put in the crisis bucket. Now what a crisis bucket is this. We normally call it as well emergency. That is basically you are saving money in an emergency case in the future. So say, for example, you lose your job and you're now not getting paid. You need to live on something. This is going to help you. Or something happens medically, your health, and you need money quick, cash quick to access so that you can pay for your medical treatment. this is going to help you. Or your heater is not working, or your parents or your family need money instantly because there's an emergency. This is going to help you. This is called the crisis emergency bucket, where you're literally saving when there's going to be an emergency in the future. Remember this, you do not touch this money. You do not dip into this money. This money is solely for emergency purposes. This is where your discipline comes into play, right? This is why we're splitting it like this. This is going to be needed when something happens that is out of your control and you need money fast. You need cash fast. Okay, I have saved this amount of cash. I can dip in. Let's say, for example, your parents or someone says, listen, I need £500 because, something has happened. Oh, but you've been saving this for over a year now, right? So 100 times 12 is what? 1,200. Okay, well, 500, I can take 500 from there. Great, no problem. You're dipping into this. So this is very important. This is going to help you, especially when, for example, when you don't have a job or you're struggling for money because you've been saving for a long time. This is going to help you feel less financially worried, less financially stressed, because a lot of people don't talk about this. There's a lot of stress that people go through just because of money. But because now you've been saving each month, right? You're not going to have that stress because in the back of your mind, yeah, I'm good. So that's very important. You do not touch that money. I'll repeat that. Do not touch that money. That money is literally when an emergency happens. That's it. Don't touch it. Now the next one, PY, which is pay yourself, or you can call it investment, is essentially you're going to get 10%. So we're going to do 10% of 1,000. So we're going to get £100. We're going to put £100 each month into pay yourself. Now pay yourself is, think of it like an investment in you, right? Which is basically when you're going to retire. You can have a retirement plan that you're going to put each month for. So this could go through like a SIP. If you don't know what a SIP is, I could make another video on that, but it's literally like a pension plan. So you could put £100 each month in a pension plan for yourself, so that when you retire, you've obviously saved money for yourself when you retire and you've got something that you can take out. Or you can also put it into savings as well if you want, like saving accounts that we discussed in the previous video about bank accounts. You could put that in there as well, depending on the interest rate, of course. So this PY essentially is, no matter what money you get here, you also want to pay yourself as well. That's very important. And that money is essentially going to be saving for, an investment that you probably want to save up, or for retirement. It could be whatever, but essentially is you're paying yourself first. That's important. Now the next bucket is learn. Learn again, we're taking 10%. So we're going to put £100 for ourselves to invest in our mind. So this could be from courses, it could be a skill that you want to learn, university, it could be books, whatever it is, right? You're going to invest in learning new things. So it could be lessons that you want to do, it could be a language, it could be an instrument, whatever it is, you're paying yourself £100, where this £100 is going to go to improve you as a person. So that's very important. Now the last one is fun. This bucket is 10%. So we're going to put £100 here, where we're going to spend money on things that we want to enjoy. It could be anything, but it's £100, 10%, right? Now, I have a problem in doing this, and I'll tell you why. You see, because my life, I've always I've always been very, very frugal with money. I've managed money very well. So for me to spend, I struggle with. So I'm doing basically the opposite of what 99% of people do, which is to try and spend money. And I can't do that because I struggle because of my habit. So this is where, discipline comes, because when you've been disciplined so long and trying to change your habit, it is difficult. So I'm trying to spend a bit of money as well, just to enjoy myself, because I work hard. I work very, very hard. And listen, man, life is short, so you've got to help yourself out as well sometimes and just spend a bit. But obviously that doesn't mean spend recklessly, spend within the limits that you have. So this is where you're going to put £100 and you're going to spend on whatever you want. Now, you can also do this. If you don't want to spend £100 and you want to save up, so because you want a bigger item, you can do that. So you might want to save for 3 months, so to have £300 so that you can get the item that you want. That is perfectly fine. But remember this, the fun bucket, you can only take money out from the fun bucket. You can't go in to take money out from here. Like for example, if something is £500 and you have £400, but you need that £100, you don't go here to take £100. No. That defeats the purpose. I hope you understand that. You make sure that if there's enough money in the fun bucket, you use it. If there isn't, tough luck. You can't do anything. You wait for the next month. This is discipline, and this is your mindset that you have to change. You do not go in the other bucket thinking, oh yeah, I have some money here, let me just take some money. No, You don't do that. We are not going to do that. Remember, our goal is we are going to manage money like the rich, and we're going to be frugal about it. So I hope you understand. We have all these different buckets where money is going to go. Each of these buckets has a purpose. Each of these buckets, money is going to be working for you in a way, because you know, okay, this has a purpose, this has a purpose, this has a purpose. It's not just money sitting there for the sake of sitting there. We know that, okay, in this bucket, the money is going to be doing this. In that bucket, the money is going to be doing that. Now, you might be saying to me, but hold up, Vidish, my bills is like 80%, which means I only have like £200 left, and it's very difficult for me to split it. What can I do? Okay, well, there's two things you can do. You reduce your expenses, that's one. Or second, you find a way of earning more money. It's very simple. Okay, if your bill is at 80% or 90% where it takes most of your income, you have to reduce your expense. It's logic, right? You have to find ways of cutting expense. And I'm pretty sure that you will have expenses that you don't need to pay, but you're paying because you're so used to it. So that's something that you can look at, your expenses. Okay, what am I paying for that I don't need? Oh, this Uber or this subscription or Netflix or whatever. Do I even need that? Do I even watch Netflix anymore? Do I really need Netflix? Is it going to be helping me? Do I need to go to Uber where I can take public transport? These small things add up. But then if you reduce your expenses to the limit and you can't reduce more, okay, well, the next stage is you need to increase your income. You need to find ways of increasing this money to 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, whatever it is per month. That's how you're going to be able to offset this. Now, if you're not able to do 10% for these ones, because you're saying, okay, I can't do 10%, okay, do 1%, do 5%. Remember, these numbers, these percentage is just a template. You tweak it for your own liking. That's why you have to be very careful here. Everyone is different. Your circumstances and your life is different, and you don't want to compare your circumstance with someone else. So if you can't do 10%, do 2%. If you can't do, 2%, do 1%. And then tweak it accordingly. But what I'm trying to get you to see and understand is you want to create these systems. You're creating this system so that you know, okay, this money is going for this, 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 this. Don't worry too much about the percentage at the beginning. If you can't do these, lower it. But I'm pretty sure most of you that's watching this video are living at home. Okay, so if you're living at home, what does that mean? Okay, well, hold up. If I'm living at home, this is not going to be 60% because my parents are paying most of the bills. So this is going to reduce to at least maybe to, I don't know, max 5-10% because most of my bills are paid. And if I want to give something back to my parents, okay, let me do 10%, which means that the 50% out of that, because obviously if this is reduced to 10%, 60 minus 10 is 50%, right? So 50% now can be split into all these sections. You have more money to play with. Do you see? This is how you think. This is how you kind of use your mind, right? Which they don't teach you in school. But I'm hoping that by you watching this video and seeing how I'm explaining it, you can now start thinking for yourself. I'm living at home. My bills is not going to be high, which means I'm saving a lot of money. Okay, cool. So the money that I'm saving, now I can put it into all these sections. Fantastic. Great. Do you understand what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. Because if you're able to think like that and be like, okay, this money can go here, 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 you're on your way to managing money very well. Now, for those who are not living at home and living outside, of course, your bill is going to be high. But then that's why it goes back to what I was saying. Okay, you need to find a way of increasing this or reduce your expense. So the way this has come from, these buckets, if you like, I actually got this from a book called The Richest Man in Babylon. It's a very, very good book. I'll put the link in the description for that as well. I highly recommend you read it. It's a bit of an old English type, but this is where I got these buckets from, and it's something that is very, very powerful. And let me tell you something. Once you're able to do this, you want to make sure that this is automated. You want to have a system where this is automated. What do I mean by this? So the moment you get the money into your account, that money is already going to these different accounts automatically. You can do this by standing orders, right? You can just literally make in your account, say, okay, this money, when it comes, I want this to be directed to this on certain days, which means you don't have to go and do it manually. That is a system. That is you managing your money. And what you'll see, because this is how it works mathematically, I've already kind of did the numbers in my head. As this increases, okay? So as your income increases, so let's say it goes to 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, whatever. But as this increases and this doesn't increase, because think, by the way, right? When your income is increasing by a lot, you don't want your expenses to be increasing by a lot, yeah? Your lifestyle. Because if your lifestyle is increasing by a lot compared to this, it defeats the purpose. This should normally be consistent, okay? It shouldn't be increasing by a ridiculous amount, or else it just completely messes up everything. So what you will see is as your income is increasing and this stays pretty much consistent, you are going to have more money left, which means these percentages are going to increase. Do you see that? Right? So let's say you have £5,000 per month, right? Now it's times by 5. You have £5,000. But now this is the same as well. But you're going to have more money that's going to be going here. So your percentage here is going to increase. So that's the thing. As you start earning more and more money, these percentages would increase. That's the way it will go, okay? Now, unless your lifestyle is a bloody lavish lifestyle and spending all your money on there, which I would not recommend you to do, because that's literally you wasting money and just doing it because you want to impress other people that don't give a shit about you, by the way. That's something I would not recommend. But when this increases, these percentages will increase. So I don't want you to kind of feel, how do I say, like, sad or kind of worried knowing that, okay, I can't even do these percentages. That's fine. Start with 1%, start with 2%. When I started this, I couldn't even do these 10% because I didn't have much money coming in. But I started with 1-2%, and why I'm doing it is principles. I'm building the habits in my mind with managing small amount of money. If you're not able to manage the small amount of money that's coming in, how the heck are you going to be managing the big amounts of money coming in into your account? You can't, because you don't know how to manage money from those foundations, from the ground up. You're not able to know how to manage £100, £200. So what makes you think you're going to be able to manage £1,000? It doesn't work that way. So don't get too worried. It's even better that you start even with 2%, 3% if you can't do 10%. But remember this, as you start doing this more and more, you're going to see the system, how it works. And when you have the system, you are going to enjoy it. I know I sound like a bloody nerd here, I guess, but it's something that I've been doing consistently for myself. And it's something that now if there's an emergency, I don't worry about it because I have enough money there to cover. Remember, as you start getting into the habit of doing this, you are going to become more frugal with your money. You're going to be double thinking like, oh, I don't need to spend money here. No, I don't need it. I can put it into this spot. I can put it into this spot. That's how you will adapt. And when you're able to do that, well, I guess you can thank me later, I guess. But I hope you understand this, okay? This is the things that they're not going to teach you, okay? And these are things that I had to learn the hard way myself. But it's something that is so practical and so important in the real world that it's better that you start now, early. Because if you're able to start now this early and being able to manage the system and know, okay, this money is going to go here. Man, imagine when your income is like 5-10 times how you're going to manage that money. You know exactly what you're going to do, because you have a system now for you. So I hope this video has given you an insight on how you go about managing and splitting your money into its different purposes. You know what? I'm going to give you a challenge. It just came to my mind. I want to see who's going to do this now. So get a piece of paper now and then do this diagram and then write the percentage that works for you and take a picture and then send it to me on Instagram. I want to see who's actually serious about this, because too many people are just saying, oh yeah, I'll do it, but no one really follows through. There's only few people in this world these days that just follow through what they say. And I always say this, you know this, say what you mean and mean what you say. Which means if you say you're going to do something, do it, or else never say it at all, because your words are like the wind. So do this, put it right on a piece of paper, put the things that you're going to spend, let me know your expenses, everything, and then send a picture for me on Instagram, and then I can give you some tips and advice on that. I want to see how many people are actually going to take this advice and actually do this for their life. And if this video has helped you, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to be coming up with more content that's going to help you on your day-to-day life. And remember, everything starts from zero. When are you going to start? Peace.